don't have enough energy for that. Power. I don't have enough energy for that. I don't have enough energy. That's right. I want to. I like this.
Got it.
You did it. You stopped the Omega base. Well done.
Guys, that was one for the books. There's no time to relax. Colonel Fury wants you back at Stark Tower immediately. Stay where you are, and I'll pick you up in the Quinjet.
You did a good job on the Omega Base, team. You saved thousands of lives and billions of dollars in SHIELD equipment. Yes, a device known as the Mutant Amplifier. It magnifies a mutant's natural powers. Until we locate Doom's base, nothing. And since all we're doing is cooling our heels, I want you to investigate a report that there's a riot taking place in Atlantis. See Wyatt Wingfoot, and he'll take you to SHIELD's Atlantis outpost. Or if you'd like more information, talk to the Black Widow.
Red Ralston is on line 6.
If you say so.
Well done on the Omega mission. Will you have the same success in Atlantis? SHIELD's directive is to keep the world peace. To do that, we have to monitor the activities of every major civilization. I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy, and that's why they aren't going to find out about it. SHIELD's directive is to keep the world... I'm sure they wouldn't... We realize now that Doom had no intention of commandeering the helicarrier. They attacked to draw additional security forces there. Correct. The Omega and the experiments it held was their prime objective all along. Dugan's still trying to sort things out, but apparently the base sustained only minor damage. Yes, they'd been locked in a cold storage unit on level 3. Aside from some minor cases of frostbite, everyone was fine. You're welcome.
We just received a message from Namorita, the cousin of Namor. Apparently, there is a riot going on in Atlantis. Unknown, but for some reason, the Atlanteans have forcibly removed Namor from his throne. Yes, which means something is seriously wrong. See Wyatt when you are ready to go to SHIELD's outpost in Atlantis. We do not know. He has been a fair and just ruler for many years. The people love him. Perhaps, but Namor has always been kind to his people. There has to be some other explanation for this mass hysteria. When Mer people and surface dwellers first met, there was quite a bit of hostility. There were even several invasion attempts. The relationship between our two races is lukewarm at best. The Mer people prefer to keep us at arm's distance. Once you reach our Atlantis outpost, You will be infected with a special nanotechnology. Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Pym had a hand in developing it. It will allow you to breathe water with no discomfort. You will also be able to move along the bottom of the ocean as if you were moving on dry land. My apologies. I should have given it to him as soon as we arrived. Please, take this to him. You are quite welcome.
Do not hesitate to act!
Mr. Fantastic. Invisible Woman. The Thing. The Human Torch.
Fantastic Four!
Oh yeah! It's clobbering time!
Yes.
Mr. Stark,
No problem.
there's a Herald
You got
Squadron online too.
Gotcha!
Of course.
Mr. Stark, there's Miss Bambi and Miss Heather.
Thank you for the decryption module. Now I can patch directly into the SHIELD database. Namor is the first known hybrid of Homo sapiens and Homo mermanus, humans and merpeople. He can breathe water and air, but if he's away from water too long, he will begin to weaken. As with most merpeople, he has an inborn distrust of surface dwellers, and true to his belligerent nature, Namor can take his distrust to the extreme. The Atlanteans are distant cousins to your race. Having evolved on the ocean floor, it is impossible for them to breathe air. Because they live in the extreme conditions of the ocean, merpeople are very hardy. They are stronger than humans, can swim up to 30 miles per hour, and live to be over 150 years of age. I am glad to be of assistance.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you. Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you. Mr. Stark, there's Miss Bambi and Miss Heather here in the main lobby to see you. The nanotechnology team will be meeting in the Uptronics lab. Colonel Fury? Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
All right.
Gotcha.
Okay by me. Sure.
Gotcha.
Certainly. Sure thing.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
Ah, my cybernetic helmet. Thanks. I owe you one.
There's Miss Bambi
The mutant
and
amplifier
Miss
vastly
Heather here in the main
augments
lobby.
any mutant's natural power. So a psychic that can lift a book will become powerful enough to lift a bus. Yes, but it has some serious side effects. The amplifier causes damage to the DNA of any mutant it's used on.
Colonel Fury, Red
Not
Room
much.
is on line 6.
The serum's only worked on Captain America. There's something very peculiar about his physique. That, plus the doctor who originally developed it, is dead. He'd wind up with a bunch of muscle-bound beasts, just like you saw in the Omega. They're psychotic, violent, unable to take orders. Not exactly what you'd want from an army. It was no problem at all.
Welcome, my friend. I am.
Miss Bambi and Miss Heather are still waiting for you in the main lobby, Mr. Stark.
Welcome and good day to you. I am Edwin Jarvis, personal butler to Mr. Anthony Stark. This area is where Mr. Stark carries out the research and development of his Iron Man suit. As you can imagine, the body armor has become so complex that a staff of technicians is required. You may walk around and inspect the facilities. I believe you'll already find several of your compatriots here.
The name's Jack Hammer, but you can call me Weasel. Everyone does. Yeah, and don't worry, I came in through the back. No one saw me. Wyatt Wingfoot gave me a damaged laptop, said you heroes wanted to know what data was on it. Yeah, that laptop holds security information for a building called the Imperium. I can find out, but you'll have to get me the password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. Oh, there's 3 possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or Gabriel Jones. Talk to Vision. He'll be able to help.
Ah, splendid. You located the missing cufflink. It was a gift from Miss Virginia Potts when she had been Mr. Stark's secretary. My name is Edwin Jarvis, and I'm Mr. Anthony Stark's butler, as well as the butler for the Avengers. You could say it runs in my blood. My mother and father worked for Mr. Stark's parents. It is a dream of Mr. Stark's that was 4 years in the making. The top 3 floors are his living quarters. The rest of the building houses his business interests. No, not any longer. Mr. Stark recently had a change of heart concerning that particular field of industry. This is primarily where new Iron Man suits are built for Mr. Stark. Oh, indeed he does. But as his designs have grown more and more complex, he has required assistance in manufacturing them. It was my pleasure.
Hey, how's it going? It definitely belongs to the Black Widow. It's got her fingerprints all over it. For most techs, it would have been a lost cause, but for me, I managed to drag up a few tidbits of information. It mostly dealt with I don't know, but that I can, but you need to get me Fury's password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. I bet I'll find everything you want to know. My sources tell me that's what I need you to find out. Sure. Anytime.
Yes.
I've heard people complaining about S.H.I.E.L.D. since we got back from the Omega. I'm telling you, it's gotta stop. I trust Nick Fury. He's pulled my fat out of the fire more times than I can remember. Look, Fury does what he has to keep the world safe, He ain't always got the luxury of playing by the rules. I've known her for a while. She's always been good in a fight, and Fury trusts her. Unless that meathead Weasel comes up with better evidence, I ain't believing nothing against the Black Widow. Of course I am. He's been loyal to me. After all the trouble I had with the Hand recently, I owe Fury my life a dozen times over. Let's just say that evil bunch of psychos got hold of me and turned me into their assassin. It caused a lot of people a lot of pain. But Fury helped me out, kept me alive, and I'll never forget that. Sure thing, bub.
Has Tony Stark got it made or what? He's rich, he's a genius, and to top it all off, he's got the perfect mustache. Gee, I can't see why. Dr. Doom's in control of an army of supervillains, and the Black Widow is working for him. Are you off your meds? The only thing that would make this worse is if the Earth were destroyed to make way for an intergalactic highway. Of course she is. Hey, I've been at the superhero game long enough to know that the hot chicks always turn evil. Probably because evil pays better. If one of Nick's little S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is turned to the dark side, then Nicky will have to figure it out for himself. No, it isn't. If you finish that sentence, I'm gonna put so much web in your hair, you'll have to shave your head. Sure, sure.
I must admit, I find news of a S.H.I.E.L.D. outpost near Atlantis very intriguing. Now I know the extent S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to go to gather information on countries with closed borders. Indeed, it does. And now I wonder if perhaps S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have an outpost hidden there. We have the largest deposit of vibranium in the world. To open our borders would be an invitation to those who would conquer us. Over the centuries, fools have tried. But the Black Panther is always there to stop them. Indeed I am. Victor Von Doom has created a sizable army of supervillains. I don't know, but Doom must have a truly grand scheme to risk attacks on the Helicarrier and the Omega Base.
You are quite welcome. I know seeing the Super Soldier Project has raised some concerns about S.H.I.E.L.D., but let's get all the facts before we cause any trouble. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. has a lot to deal with, and sometimes it makes mistakes, but historically, it's done a great job of keeping the peace. I saw they were testing out a new version of the Super Soldier Serum, the same type of drug that gave me my strength and agility. Yes. During World War II, I volunteered for Operation Rebirth. It was a program for creating physically superior soldiers. I exceeded their expectations. Unfortunately, Dr. Erskine, the man who developed the drugs, was killed, and no one's been able to recreate his work. I have to admit, things sound kind of suspicious. Like, why was she carrying that laptop during the attack on the helicarrier? No. I'd need a lot more evidence before I'd say something like that about the Black Widow. Anytime, friend.
The Black Widow is up to something, I just know it. Did you see how nervous she was on the helicarrier? Sure looks like it. She must have been trying to get that laptop to the enemy during the helicarrier battle. Yes. That laptop shows all security systems for the building. And from the looks of those systems, the Imperium must hold something valuable. Not yet. She's his second in command. we're going to need some pretty strong evidence to shake Fury's faith in her. Yes, Colonel Fury's trust doesn't come easily, and once given, it's nearly impossible to break. Okay, so Daredevil and I were close several years back, and the Black Widow and Daredevil were close not so long ago. No, I'm not. I'm long over Daredevil. If he can find happiness with the Black Widow, I wish them both the best. You're welcome.
Stark Tower's a beauty, isn't she? I consider her one of my greatest achievements. No problem. Our little task force needed a base, so it seemed like the thing to do. I wasn't worried about the cost. That is, until S.H.I.E.L.D. and I had our little disagreement. More like they had trouble with me. I wanted out of the weapons business. I can't tell you how many breach of contract suits they filed. That was just the beginning. Suddenly I had trouble getting building permits, filing patents. Don't get me started on how my taxes changed. I'm not sure exactly. One morning I realized I needed to do more than just amass wealth. I wanted to help people, and weapons aren't that helpful. You really don't need that many billions to get by. No, my life's taking a new course. I want to be remembered for helping lives, not destroying them. Anytime, my friend. Anytime at all.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
Greetings.
Mr. Stark, there's Miss Bambi and Miss
We do not know
Heather
for
here, the main lobby
when
to
there is
see
one, it will allow my apology. You are.
What did you think of the Omega, Dr. Richards?
That's quite a facility, Colonel.
We realize. Correct. Yes. I'm sure they would. You're welcome.
Sure thing.
Could I ask a big favor of you? Would you ask Dr. Pym if he could take a look at the Quinjet's data feed to Stark Tower? It cuts out every once in a while. Are you kidding? Mr. Stark built this jet as tough as they come. No problem. She's completely submersible. Anytime at all, friend.
Bambi and Miss Heather are still waiting for you in the main lobby, Mr. Stark. Johnny Storm would like you to announce that today
Welcome, my
is
friend. Do you require information?
Happy birthday, Mr. Grimm.
I know it's a name Colonel Fury would just as soon forget. Jacob Fury was so jealous of his older brother's success that he turned to a life of crime. Yes, and to make matters worse, the Colonel was forced to kill Jacob. So you can see why Colonel Fury does not care to dwell on that name. I would suggest you talk to the Black Widow about that name. Yes, and I would...
Hey, Johnny. How are things at the Omega base?
Other than almost dying, it was a pretty easy mission.
Ah, that's right. The Quinjet's comm line to the Stark Tower was cutting out. I'll take care of that right away. There's no...
Of course.
Sure.
Sure thing.
Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark.
Okay.
There's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
Well done on the Omega mission. You're welcome.
And Miss Heather here in the main lobby to see you.
Yes. I would not say that name too loud. He is a leader of Hydra and a longtime nemesis of Colonel Fury. You should ask Colonel Fury about Mr. Jones. You are quite...
Do you need something else? Gabe? Heck yes. He's a great guy. Back in the day, he was one of my Howling Commandos.
A small thermal
He still is. Gabe's one of my top advisors. He's saved me from making serious mistakes more times than I care to remember. You're welcome.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
Good day. It was...
Hello, my friend. I trust you are...
Hi, what's new? Any...
Hey, how's it going? Thanks. When you get back from Atlantis, I'll have all the information you need. Sure. Anytime.
Have you seen the view from this place? It's fantastic! All I can see is the back of a pizzeria from where I live. Jeff.
What can I do for you?
Mr. Stark. Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on line 2.
During World War II, I volunteered for Operation Rebirth, a program designed to create physically superior soldiers. Unfortunately, I was the program's only success, because the head scientist was assassinated. I was quickly moved to the front lines, along with my sidekick, Bucky. We won many a battle, until toward the end of the war, there was a mishap, and I fell into the freezing waters of the Atlantic. It wasn't until many decades later that I was found and thought out. Since that time, I have fought many a villain, but perhaps the one I find most troublesome is Winter Soldier. Take, for instance, the time he tried to cripple the helicarrier. That's gonna leave a bruise. This won't take much longer. Everyone all right? You could get on. That's gonna leave a bruise. This won't take much longer. Looks like you lose. Need a hand. All right! won't take much longer. This one's down. This one's down. I could use some help. You could give up. Sorry about that. Oh no. He's activating that nuclear missile's launch sequence. I have to stop him.
So, you disarmed my bombs, old man? You always were lucky. Who else could have survived falling into the ocean and then be thawed out decades later?
This is insane, Winter Soldier. Why are you launching that nuclear missile?
It's my mission. And as I remember, missions were always the most important thing to you. No matter who had to die to accomplish them.
I won't let you do this.
Ha! I've got the only key to deactivate it. All you can do is delay the launch with the proper console sequence. But you don't even know the correct order. Give up, Cap. It's over.
You know me better than that, kid.
Yeah, I suppose I do. So let's finish this, old man. I've got a city to nuke.
60 seconds remaining. 40 seconds remaining. 60 seconds remaining. 40 seconds remaining. 60 seconds remaining. 40 seconds remaining. 10 60 seconds remaining.
Wait till I have enough power.
40 seconds remaining. $60 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. $60 seconds remaining.
Wait till I have enough power.
Seconds remaining. $20 seconds remaining. 40 seconds.
I don't have enough energy.
You got lucky again, Cap. But don't think this is over. We will meet again.
20 seconds remaining. Launch terminated.
Maybe Winter Soldier was right. Maybe I am lucky. I can only hope my luck holds out the next time I have to face him.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan online.
Time to go
Fantastic
Nova.
Four.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan online too.
Thanks to the butchers of the Weapon X program, I don't know much about my past. They messed with my head and coated my bones with unbreakable adamantium, all in the hope of turning me into the ultimate killing machine. Well, they were successful. I did a lot of killing as I escaped out of that madhouse. Eventually, I made my way to the X-Mansion. There, I found a home and a purpose with the X-Men. Now I fight to help people rather than hurt them. Like there was this one time an android named Warstar was trying to destroy S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Omega base. Form up on me. Anybody else want some? See you around, sucker. Oh yeah, I'm the best at what I do. Guess you did. You got the energy for that. You're low on power. low on power. Kinda low on power. Ain't got the energy for that. Bub, you're a mess. What's a reject from the junkyard like you doing here?
Target acquired. Target specification. Mutant. X-Man. Wolverine.
All right, bub. So you know who I am. Who or what are you?
My designation is Warstar. I am programmed to destroy the Omega Base and anyone who would offer resistance.
Offer resistance? Well, I guess that means me. Because I'm here to tear you up.
Drones activated. Weapon systems fully charged. Initiate battle sequence.
Initiate this. Stop doing that. Kinda low on power. This whole base down around our ears. Kinda low on power. Ain't got the energy for that. Kinda low on power. I've gotta stop Warstar, or he's gonna destroy the Omega Base. Ain't got the energy for that. Ain't got the energy for that. Kinda low on power. So, I managed to turn Warstar and his drones into so much scrap. And I saved the Omega too. Not a bad bit of work for an ultimate killing machine from the Weapon X program.
Mr. Stark, there's a Harold Hogan on my...
Somebody take a
Fantastic
picture.
Four.